Welcome to the Stepmom Side with Alicia, the podcast for stepmoms ready to create the life they want and one they actually have a say in. Here we talk all things stepmom life and just a little bit more. Leave the superficial conversations at the door and get ready for perspective shifts and actionable advice to help you on your way to creating the life you want, one step at a time. Hey there, welcome back to the Stepmom Side Podcast. I'm your host, Alicia, and I've already recorded half of this podcast episode only to realize that I didn't actually hit record. So welcome back. So if you are super savvy and you read the title of this podcast episode without just listening to the next downloaded Stepmom Side Podcast episode, welcome. And let's just get right into real talk, because triggered you is not the same person as calm you. Calm you has intentions. Calm you wants to play the long game. Calm you wants to build relationships. Calm you wants to stay calm, right? Triggered you, my friend, has vibes and zero impulse control and is going for the juggler. Triggered you is kicking ass and taking names and doesn't care. So if you're waiting to just remember to respond better in the heat of the moment, that's cute. Let's try giving future you a plan. And if you've been on office hours with me inside the Stepmom Side community or group coaching or the live Q&A or even on a coaching call with me, you know that I'm like, hey, let's practice what we're going to say, because everything is cyclical. It's coming back. We just need to practice what we're actually going to say and what we're actually going to do, because you're not just going to remember to respond better in the heat of the moment. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but if you don't respond well in the heat of the moment, oh my gosh, sit down, grab a notepad. This podcast episode is absolutely for you. Because when your nervous system flips into survival mode, your brain goes completely offline. Remember, survival mode is, we are just trying to survive, right? And anything can flip us into survival mode, especially if you're already running on fumes. A sideways look from your stepkid, maybe an attitude tone, maybe a last minute schedule change, maybe you don't feel supported by your partner, maybe you feel like you're the one that's doing everything. Your brain is now offline. You are in survival mode, right? This isn't a character flaw. This is biology just being rude. And you're like, rude. But here's the thing. It doesn't mean that you need more insight. You need a pre-decided response plan that you can use when your capacity drops to zero. You're already here listening to the Stepmom Side Podcast. Maybe you're even inside the Stepmom Side community. Maybe you're in in one-to-one coaching with me. You don't need more insight. We need to execute the plan, right? Because in the moment, you will not invent a healthy response. You will default to whatever you've practiced. And it doesn't matter how many times I'm like, hey, practice this. Hey, practice this. Hey, practice this. If you don't, you don't. So when stepmoms say to me hey, Alicia, how many episodes? How many coaching calls do I need to have with you in order to see progress? That is a great question. It depends on how quickly you are going to implement the things that we talk about. I would love to say you are going to see progress after one session. And typically that is what happens, but you have to implement whatever it is that we talked about, whatever plan that we've laid out. You actually have to do the work. It doesn't do you any good to come and see me or come join the community and then just be like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I should do that. And then not do it. Because right now, a lot of stepmoms have practiced swallowing it, anger, resentment, frustration, jealousy, insecurities, annoyances, until they explode. Or they're snapping and then they're hating themselves. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to upgrade that software a little bit. So, from my perspective, your trigger protocol, that's what we need to build here, has 3 parts. Not 7. It's not a workbook. There's 3. It's simple. It's not fancy, because let's be honest, if it's something that's fancy and it's got 47 steps, I'm not doing it. And I sure as hell know that you're not doing it either. You're going to be like, absolutely not. If I give you a recipe that's got 47 steps, are you doing it? Not in today's world, you're not. No, ma'am. But if it's got 5, you're probably doing it. 3, even better, right? So there's 3 of them. Number 1, we've got a pause phrase. Number 2, we've got an exit plan. Number 3, we've got one regulation tool that we're going to utilize. So number 1, a pause phrase. Number 2, an exit plan. Number 3, one regulation tool. Tool? What am I doing? Tool. So let's go through all of them. Number 1, a pause phrase. This buys you time and keeps you from saying the thing or things that you'll regret. You know, when you're in the heat of the moment and you just lash out because it feels good or you need to have like the last word or whatever. Listen, I have been there. I have done that too many more times than I could count, and not my shiniest moments, but let's be honest, that's where I started. So this pause phrase gives you time to just pause and kind of reset yourself. So examples could be, I need a minute. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm going to take a breather. Let's pause this conversation and come back in 30 minutes. I can feel my blood pressure starting to rise. I'm going to take a break. I need to step away from this right now. I can start to tell that I'm getting frustrated. These things aren't explanations. This is a boundary for your nervous system. Again, not an explanation. Number 2, an exit plan. Triggered you should not stay in the room trying to prove emotional maturity. No, we are not there yet. We are operating at a beginner level here. We are not experts yet. We are working up to level 1, level 2. No, we are at beginner level here. So triggered you, not staying in the room trying to prove emotional maturity. I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I had a group coaching, or I had one-to-one coaching, or I got this advice in the Stepmom Side community. I'm going to stay in the room and I'm not going to lose my shit and I'm going to prove that I'm emotionally mature. Nope, my friend, we're not. That is how dumpster fires happen. That is how you show everyone that you've got gasoline and matches in your backpack and you are lighting this on fire. All of it. It's going down. No. So triggered you, do not stay in the room to prove emotional maturity. So examples of what you can do instead, step outside. Go to the bathroom. And if you're inside the Stepmom Side community, this is a great time to step inside the bathroom and be like, word vomit. Hey guys, this is what's going on at my house right now. I'm feeling insert whatever about it. What would you do if you were in my situation? Here's what's happened. Like, lay out everything, right? Or if you're not inside the Stepmom Side community, maybe you just go in there and like get a breather. Like, you're just deep breaths here. Change rooms. If you're in the kitchen having this heated argument, maybe you go to the dining room. Maybe you go to the living room. Maybe you go to your bedroom. Maybe you go to the basement. Maybe you go wherever it is that you go. My personal favorite is take a quick walk. Get out of your house. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's a 20-minute walk. 20 minutes happens to be like the sweet spot for me, because I don't know if this happens to you, but in my house, if things start to go sideways and there's been a heated discussion, there's been an argument, there's been weirdness, you already know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about weirdness, right? But if something happens, I need to get out of here. Because what I start to feel like is my house is suffocating me, like the walls are closing in. You know what I'm talking about? Does it happen to you? Please tell me it happens to you. Send me a message. I'm just at Alicia on Instagram. But like, I just feel like, oh my gosh, my world is closing in and I can't do this anymore. This is crazy. So your job is to create space so your body can downshift, right? So we've already got a pause phrase. Now we're going to take that pause and we're going to change rooms. We're going to go for a quick walk, whatever it is. So we are downshifting, right? We were elevated. I'm going to flip out. And now we're starting to like walk ourselves off that cliff or off that ledge. So number 3, we're going to have one regulation tool. We're going to pick one thing your body can do under stress. Maybe we slow exhale breathing. Longer exhales than inhales. So you're like in through your nose, out through your mouth. Maybe you do in through your nose for a count of 4 and out of your mouth for a count of 6. Or if you can't do that long, maybe you're in for a count of 3 and out for a count of 5. Maybe you do some cold water on your wrists or your face. When you step out, when you take that pause and then you go to the bathroom, maybe that's what you're doing in there, cold water in your wrists or your face. You know, super sensitive spots on your body. So you can just be like, I'm like patting my face right now like I'm actually doing it. No, I'm sitting in my office recording a podcast episode for you. But I like have been here and done this, and you just like, oh my gosh, like in front of the mirror, like, Maybe, you do the feet on the floor and you name 5 things that you can see. So you're just kind of grounding yourself like, okay, where am I? What is happening? Bring myself, head out of the clouds or head out of the ceiling. Clouds is like a good thing, but like you've spun yourself into the ceiling. Let's pull ourselves out now. Maybe we have a grounding phase. And I say phrase, not phase. I say we because I'm in this with you. Like, been here, done this. On coaching calls, I say that too. Like, we are going to do this because I'm here with you. Maybe we have a grounding phase. Phrase. Why do I keep saying phase? Phrase. I am safe right now. I am safe right now. This too shall pass. I can do hard things. Whatever your grounding phrase is, that's what we're going to repeat to ourselves. So don't pick 5 tools. Triggered you is not a menu browser. No, if we're doing 5, it's going to be overwhelming and we won't do any of them. We'll just lose our top, right? So we're going to select one. So if you need to pause your episode, if you need to pause this episode and you need to maybe write this down, like if you're actually doing this, because you can build yours right now. Like, yes, you can actually do this. So pause the episode if you need to and write this. My pause phrase is insert whatever. My exit plan is insert whatever. My regulation tool is insert whatever. So I'll give you mine. My pause phrase was, true story, because I'm the hothead in our relationship. My pause phrase is still, I can tell, like I have my hand on my chest like I'm doing this because I had to like take deep breaths as I was saying this. So I like could just calm my nervous system, like deep breaths, more oxygen. I am starting to feel my blood pressure go up. I need to take a break. We'll come back in at least half hour, an hour, and rediscuss this. My exit plan is a walk. Like I got to get out of this house. Like I'm suffocating here. My regulation tool was feet on the floor I keep saying was, but I still do them. Feet on the floor, naming 5 things. But I would be out walking. So feet on the ground, out walking, no podcasts, no AirPods, no listening to voice notes from anyone. Like, here's what I can see. Like, I can see the trees. I can see birds flying from, like, the trees to the power lines. You know, I can see that the snow is melting, whatever it is. Or sometimes it would just be deep breathing. Like, sometimes I would go to our basement and, like, put noise-canceling AirPods in and just, like, quiet music and just breathe. Like, talk about regulating your blood pressure, because I don't know about you, but my heart rate skyrockets when I'm in an uncomfortable situation or just like weird situations that I'm not scared of confrontation. I don't like it, but I'm not scared of it. Like I'm happy to do it, but it's still like, ugh, to me. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done, right? So those deep breathings for me like help slow my heart rate, because I'm like, what I want to do is flight, and what I need to do is like stay there and like handle the situation. So let's talk about this little exit plan. You need to put this in your phone. You need to put in your pause phrase, your exit plan, your regulation tool. This is for chaos you, not aspirational you. So then that way when this is happening, you can pull up your phone and just be like, here you go. I already have it. Maybe you put it on your lock screen, but you already have it. So let's talk about what this changes. Here's the reality of the situation. You're not trying to never get triggered again. I can't promise you that. There's going to be something, and it's always going to be something that's out of left field. I wish that I could sit here and tell you, like, guess what? I have done all of the things, and I'm so good. I never get triggered anymore. I never lose my shit. No, I would be living in a glass house. Please don't throw stones at me, because it will all shatter and it will all break. That is not true. I still get triggered. I still struggle with things. But I have my pause phrase. I have my exit plan. I have my regulation tools. That helps so much. So then when something happens, how I react after, how I respond is so much better. So you're not trying to never get triggered again. You're changing what happens after the trigger hits, because you know that it's coming, right? Everything is cyclical. So you're changing what happens after the trigger hits. That, my friend, is emotional maturity. It's not perfection. It's progress. We're doing progress over perfection, right? Because everyone is a work in progress, me included. I am absolutely not perfect. I will be the first one to open my closet and show you all the skeletons that are in there. And a heads up, the first few times you use this, it will absolutely feel awkward. Do you know how great it feels to say, yeah, my blood pressure is starting to go up. I need to take a break. No, I felt dumb. I feel stupid. I felt like I'm not emotionally mature enough to handle this. Are you kidding me? How old are we, Alicia? What are you, in kindergarten? Like, you learning all of this? Like, what's going on? No. It's going to feel awkward. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that you are failing. It doesn't mean that you are not worthy. It means that you're building a new pattern instead of running the old one on autopilot, right? So again, progress, not perfection. We're building a new pattern. It's going to feel awkward. Anytime you try something new for the first time, it's so weird, right? Like if you remember like trying to learn how to ride your bike, or maybe trying to roller skate or ice skate or ski, or, a swimming. I don't know. I'm like grasping at straws here. It's winter time, so I'm like thinking of winter things. But anytime you try something for the first time, it feels so weird. And for your partner, it's going to be weird too. Like, who the hell are you? And like, what did you do with my psycho that just like would flip out? You know what? We're trying something different. And maybe they're going to have a different reaction too. That's okay. But if you want support actually practicing this stuff instead of just white knuckling it alone, because listen, I know that you're white knuckling it. I have absolutely been there too. Come join us inside the Stepmom Side community. This is where stepmoms work through triggers in real life, in real time, with people who get the nuance of blended family chaos. If you want to join us, the link is in the show notes. We would love to have you on the inside. I will chat with you next week. Thanks for taking time to listen to this week's episode. If anything was helpful or resonated with you, please share it on social media and tag me. I'm just at Alicia Crasco. And if you could leave a 5-star rating and a review while you're at it, that would also be really helpful. And if you find yourself struggling with your stepmom journey and you want a little bit more support without the hefty price tag of coaching, you might want to check out the Stepmom Side community, which is my own private community for stepmoms, where you get to connect with other stepmoms around the world and myself, where I hold weekly office hours and monthly group coaching. It's kind of like you have your own personal coach in your own back pocket. Again, without that hefty price tag. See you next week.